Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ren, and this is a little mid-year update for everything that's kind of going on. I promised this video a couple weeks ago, but a lot has happened since then, and I just kind of want to fill you guys in, tell you what's going on, what's coming up, what I'm working on, what to expect, etc., and just, check in. Last time we did one of these was like last year, I think, or like at the beginning of the year, when I was talking about how I had a lot of plans of things I wanted to do, but I was really struggling, yada yada yada. Don't worry, it's not going to be another one like this. If you can hear my fans in the background, really sorry about that. It is fucking hot here today. It is really bloody hot. Not as hot as it's been over the last couple of days, however, it is definitely quite warm. So, yes, bear with me on that one. I am fighting for my life over here. Where to start? Well, okay. First of all, thank you so much, everyone who has listened, supported, or got involved with Antithesis, my audio drama, over the past couple of weeks. It's been... well, not even weeks, months. We are nearly 4 months at this point into the season of episodes. If you haven't really noticed, I've been working on a 1-a-month cadence, simply just for my own health and my own personal life stuff. It's been probably the best for me going forward. I would like to do them quicker, but that's more of a thing for the future to think about. So I'll look into that to maybe get them out quicker and bits, and maybe do 2 episodes at once. Especially given some of the updates I have later that we'll kind of go into. But yes, thank you so much, everyone who has been, helping with the evolution, giving me feedback, listening to the first 3 episodes, coming to the updates, or not updates, the listening parties on my friend Katie's stream. That's been absolutely wonderful. Everyone's been really supportive. I've loved all of the reviews and feedback that I've heard from people close to me and people who aren't. I've been looking at the statistics and everything. It's just been amazing. And I can't wait to keep going with it. For those who haven't heard it and might have just stumbled across this video out of nowhere, hello, my name is Ren. Some people know me as Para. I am the director, writer, and sole voice actor currently on Antithesis, which is a supernatural audio drama about fates, stories, and how the world changes when it is perceived by others. It's a long story. It's got a long way to go. It's based on stuff that I wrote a decade ago when I was but a wee babby. And yeah, it's definitely a passion project for me, and I want to do it right. If you've listened to those 3 episodes, you've definitely noticed it's evolved over time. I would consider those first 3 episodes to be sort of one project on its own. In a way, it was sort of finding its feet, testing out different things, seeing what people liked and everything. So if you do want to get interested in it, I would recommend looking at those 3 episodes as almost like a prequel in a way, or a prelude. That's why the 3rd episode is called Thus Ends the Prelude. But yes, that's sort of the production and quality I'm looking for going forward. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun rediscovering this old stuff that I wrote and looking into it, and just, yeah, it's amazing, and I'm really excited to do more with it. However, there is a couple of updates on other sides of things that I just want to share with everyone, because it is, major for me and major for Looking Glass and, everything going forward. For those who know or have been around for a while and have watched videos or watched the previous updates, etc., know that last year I was diagnosed with ADHD, combined type, pretty severe ADHD, which makes it very difficult to concentrate, focus, do all kinds of things. If you have ADHD or you know someone with it, you know the struggles. And mine were particularly bad. But for now, positively, I actually have a positive update. I've officially started my medication, and it's working amazingly. Now, I know everyone, this isn't an endorsement of medication. If people don't want to take it, they don't have to. But for me, it's worked perfectly, and I have been able to really kind of pick myself up quite well. Getting myself back into work, getting myself working on projects properly. There's still some kind of kinks to work out with it, which is why, because I started this month, episode 4 of the audio drama is going to be a little bit delayed, probably going to be aiming for sort of mid-June time at the very latest, mainly just because everything kicked off this month. New medication, new job, new everything. So I haven't quite had the free time that I had before. But thankfully, the way that my job works, it's very flexible. I have the time now that it's all sorted. And yeah, so that was the kind of the biggest update, I'd say, is that, everything is ticking along nicely. But I guess when it comes to smaller updates as well, because of the medication, I kind of feel in a position where I actually can pick up a lot of the older projects that I wanted to do, but just haven't really had the kind of focus or kind of determination or, agency to be able to do. So originally, Looking Glass and everything was not just going to be an audio drama kind of production thing. It was going to be a chance for me to kind of not flex, but do a lot more with the kind of literature and analysis element that I studied when I did my degree. I, for those who don't know, I did an English degree. I did a degree in literature, and I originally wanted to go on to be an English teacher, and I kind of wanted to put some of that, knowledge into video games. At one point I wanted to be a video game producer or a writer, and maybe one day I still will. But in the meantime, I really have been coming up with some very unique analysis videos of video games. Now, I'm not talking about those video essays where they just kind of sit there for 3 hours, narrate what happens in the games, give a small, jab, or a small kind of, I get an idea of what's going on in the story. No, these would be proper analysis videos. I want to kind of get to the heart of potential ideas and analysing different games through kind of unique lenses based on things that I have seen or discussed with others that have got me thinking. So, for example, one of the ones that I have been working on for a very, very long time, and I love it dearly because it is a very kind of interesting topic, is how Elden Ring, the game, is kind of channeling a narrative that is very built upon the cyclical nature of abuse. And specifically how different characters go through different forms of trauma, and how that is linked to the person before them, how it's all linked together, and how we're kind of stuck in a cycle of people trying to be better and end up being worse. And I have been looking into this video and analysing it and talking to friends from, my degree and other people who have degrees of that kind that are my friends, and just other people, and they all love the idea of that discussion. And so I really want to put it down on paper properly and get it out to the world as a video. So that's one of the big projects I'm really working on. I have a few others that I kind of have in the back of my mind, but I'm going to keep those sort of hidden and secret while I work on them, just because I don't know what they're going to be, and I don't want to promise anything if it's not going to happen. But thankfully, yes, because of the medication, because of everything, I feel like I am finally in a place where I am able to get on with the stuff I want to do. I have a focus, I have a determination. Yes, things are going to get delayed, right? If you're working and doing a project at the same time and doing a bunch of other stuff in your personal life, there's always going to be something that suffers, and it shouldn't have too much of an effect. Like I said, I'm looking at probably a week or so delay on episode 4, but overall, I think it's going to help it. I'd rather not rush it out to get it out by the end of the month. So, yes, it's going to be slightly delayed, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's the start of a sort of new era for Antithesis now that I have its direction and things that I like to do. I'm constantly going to be experimenting still. But yes, I think that's going to be, going forward, you're going to see a lot more varied content. You can see Antithesis on Spotify and all the other streaming platforms. You can listen to it there or here on YouTube. You'll probably see it upload twice. That's because it goes into YouTube Music and it also gets uploaded personally by me on my YouTube channel with a nice little piece of art, which... I have so much to tell you guys. That's the other thing that I didn't mention. For those who haven't been coming to my streams, which I will link in the description, I kind of have a habit. I don't really have a schedule for it. Never really have, because the idea of scheduling streams never goes well. And so I just kind of do it on impulse or when I'm doing something I think I can stream. So I've been doing a lot of Blender art, specifically art for Final Fantasy. You can see a lot of my art on my Blue Sky, and you can come and watch me make it on my stream, where we just kind of tick along and we just make it and we hang out, and it's great fun. I usually do that in the evenings when my brain just kind of like switches on to creative mode, and it's like, right, the day is done, time to do some art, and then I just go and do some art. So yeah, I think that's something that's interesting to come and see as well. I think people would enjoy it, and I would appreciate seeing you guys there. I think it'd be amazing. So yes, overall, without getting distracted and tangential again, we're going to see a bigger array of things that are going to be coming out on Looking Glass and other things. So you obviously, Antithesis, as we said, some literary analysis of games, maybe some reviews. I am tempted to do some reviews of games and kind of get into that kind of mindset, because it's something that, you know, I like. I like talking about games I enjoy and games that I didn't enjoy. You know, I think it's important to have healthy feedback in an industry. Sue me. And then, of course, my art streams and my art production. Yeah. So that's everything, I think. This has been kind of a ramble. I'm kind of just sitting here surrounded by like 3 or 4 fans trying to keep, you know, somewhat cool. I'm probably going to go have an ice cream after this. But yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be in a swing of things that I feel comfortable in, and I'm happy. You know, for the first time in a very, very long while, I'm starting to feel happy. And that's dangerous because that means I'm gonna make some amazing things happen, and I would love for you guys to come along with me. So yeah, again, my name is Ren. Some people know me as Para. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you so much for talking to me today and listening to me waffle. And yeah, I will see you guys whenever I show up next. I love you all. Bye-bye.